who qualifies and how the same is done is not very clear to the public, we request for the following: streamlining the education system, building the adequate education facilities, improving transparency in the university education financial model, especially the HELB system, develop policies that will create jobs for the graduates. Then there was a specific issue concerning the implementation of the 2/3 gender rule, and these are our concerns from KCCB: delays in the implementation of the gender principle in Parliament, failure to respect the principle in government appointments. And we propose the following: amend Articles 97 and 98 to reduce the size of Parliament so that the cost of burden can be reduced from the general public. We also request that we use the forthcoming elimination of electoral units to reduce the size of Parliament so that the number can reduce, and in the end of it all, the burden that is transferred to the public is reduced. Governance issues, including promoting national unity and inclusivity in public appointments. These are our issues. Perceived exclusion of people from the opposition areas in appointments and development. There is also an issue in discrimination of opposition areas in the allocation of funds for development and infrastructure. There's also an issue in promotion of ethnicity in politics. These are our proposals. Enforce the outlawing of discrimination in terms of appointments, development, and allocation of funds. We also request that there should be equity. The government should ensure that there is equity in the allocation of funds and projects from all over the country. It doesn't matter whether you're in the opposition side or in the government side. We also request for promotion of collaboration between the government and the opposition for peaceful coexistence. The other specific issue we had was adequate checks and balances, and these are the concerns from KCCB: weakening of the opposition through defections, weakening of the constitutional commissions through underfunding and interference with their mandate, breach of the principle of separation of powers.
Yeah, can I suggest that
Yes.
since we have the memorandum, she skips the column on concerns and just goes to
Okay.
proposals.
So that I can go straight to the proposals?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. So on the adequate checks and balances, these are our proposals. Amend the Political Parties Act to discourage poaching of opposition members. Represent and respect and adequately fund the constitutional commissions, the arms of the government to operate independently as per the Constitution. On the specific issue of restructuring and reconstitution of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commissions, these are our proposals. Tighten Article 250 of the Constitution to provide for a fair and transparent election and appointment process of the chairman and the commissioners. We are also proposing that we amend the IEBC Act to provide for an acceptable selection process. Amend either Article 88 or 250 to provide for an independent body to appoint the chairman and the commissioners. The selection process should involve all major stakeholders and not only or mainly the political parties. Amend the IEBC Act to provide for the vetting of the IEBC Secretariat. The Secretariat staff, and we're also requesting that we amend the IEBC Act to provide that the field staff shall be hired on a need basis only. This would reduce the burden from the public because they are paid even when there's nothing much to be done on the ground. On the specific issues of boundary delimitation, these are our proposals. Amend Article 6 of the Constitution to correct the disparity and provide for a formula for the limitation of counties. Amend Article 89 to provide for a more just formula in the delimitation of counties and the wards. The constituencies and the wards. Specific issues on audit of the 2022 presidential elections. These are our proposals. Amend Article 88 4H to remove the evaluation function from the IEBC. When you evaluate yourself, most of the time you will not be able to give proper reports. amend Article 88 to provide for an independent audit within 1 year after the elections. On the issue of the National Government Constituency Development Funds, the National Government Affirmative Action Funds, and the Senate Oversight Fund, we propose the following. We do not in any way oppose the entrenchment of the funds in our Constitution. We are, however, opposed to the fact that there is no separation of powers when it comes to checks and balances, and the legislators should not be allowed or be involved in the executive duties. We also request that we amend the respective Funds Act to provide that the funds shall be managed by the executive branch of the counties or the local national government administration. And we are requesting that the Senate Oversight Fund that is in the process of being introduced should be stopped. Finally, on the office of the Leader of the Official Opposition, we propose the following. Amend the Constitution to provide for the office of the Leader of the Opposition. We are, however, not very comfortable with the office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary because the title is very confusing, and we propose that we retain the provisions in Article 152, and therefore we should not have the post in the of the office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary. Those are our submissions. I will wind up with preventing interference with political parties. The proposal is to amend Section 14A, B, and C of the Political Parties Act to provide that a by-election must be held where a member defects. Thank you very much to the honorable panel. I'll hand over to Father.